I'm bored. Why not make episode 7? What if Thanos made civilization start over? Last time we saw this. An absolute mess happen. Even more messes happen. Like this. What is this? But yeah, we're gonna do more. I'm gonna do more thing now. Let's go over to Africa. We're gonna see the Algerians. They're gonna snatch Morocco. Yeah, and then what we're gonna see is a lighter orange. Yeah, lighter orange. Known as Nigeria, because like there's no one here on the East Coast, so like why not? Let's just create some more countries. For example, the Western Saharans. And why not just make why not make a giant why not make a giant South Africa? Don't ask how these countries came to be. They just did. Anywho, this Tanzanian, yeah, they're Tanzanian, right? Yep. Well, they're now Tanzanian now. They go down here. Take that. Take that. This looks awfully familiar. They continue through here. And look at that. Now they're better looking. Some of these countries just form because they just wanted to. Or it's just I think some tribes just uniting. Yeah. That's what it is. Anywho, next up we're going to see, no, that's... see, is this Chad country forming. And these guys, they're very different. Remember, Chad in real life has basically a copycat of Romania. But technically, Romania copied them. It's like Chad had the flag before them, but technically not, because like Romania used that flag for forever. But enough dilly-dally. Yeah. Chad. Now, what are we going to do about the rest of this land? For example, Madagascar. That. And then that. Next thing we're going to see happening is these guys getting closer to their Madagascar colony. Oh. Yeah, they get closer to their Madagascar territory. That's the correct word. Colonies aren't supposed to exist yet. Moving away from Asia, we see, Africa. We see a red Japan form. These guys just formed because some people got lost at sea. But there's also some nations in the center. But there's also... I'm also swapping out the color. This. Familiar, but I don't see it anywhere, so it's fine. And this is going to be blue. Why? Because the northern Japans, they're barbaric. And I want some lore. We want some Japanese lore. Lore. I can't English. Anywho, the biggest event of today. Yeah, the biggest event. And probably that's going to continue into the second episode. Is the Indian-Chinese War. Why? You may be wondering, because this territory right here is disputed. Yeah, this entire territory. That. And if China wins, the border just looks better. If India wins, the border probably will look better. China also wants this entire region. This is like 3/10 of Korea, which is a lot. And like, lot is a very lot. Anywho, enough yapping. What we're gonna see is China. We're gonna see is Chinese forces start to enter into Indian territory. Before I do anything, exit.
I've no service. Excuse me.
Add.
Do you have Wi-Fi here?
Sorry, it's broken.
We need a copy so we can go over the peace treaty. Alright. What we're going to see happening is Indian forces, not Indian, Chinese forces begin to enter into India. But then, India, there is a secret alliance that just got revealed all of a sudden between these two. Why? I don't know. They both just hate China. So now it's a 2-on-1, and now Korea feels bad, and so now Korea and Mongolia feel bad, so they join China. Wow, now we just got a 3-on-1. That's really just a 2v1. But for now, before any support, Chinese forces are able to occupy most of their claimed land. until India actually starts holding their own against and starts pushing them back. Now, who would really win if it was just these two? Really, it would be China that would win. It's like China would win in real life. But this is a 3-on-1 in Vietnam and South and Indochina's in this war. So yeah. Anywho, they got completely kicked out of the land. And now they're getting pushed. And now they're getting pushed back out. But remember, Korea's in this war. And so they get pushed. So the Vietnam get pushed back a lot. So they're going to have to pull some troops back, leading to a counteroffensive over here, which goes really well, other than over here. In fact, it goes so well that it goes into Indian territory. And they're now both fronts of. And now we have a Chinese plan. They're gonna go down and split these two up. And it went well. How? You may be wondering. Well, that's because I said so. Anywho, they continue through Vietnam. I'm not telling you the rest of their plan. This is basically step 2. They continue into the Vietnam part, before eventually hitting the eventually. I can't English. Where's my English? Before eventually capturing all of North Vietnam. And going down and down. Meanwhile in India. Oof. Yep. Nope. Oof. No, that's not really good. What happened over here? India got encircled? Yeah. India gets even more encircled? Yeah. The chew. That happened. And, well, and as you can see, this is going to end this episode. Anywho. Now we're just going to see an entire surrender. Yep, India and Vietnam surrender. Anywho. China is going to be the only one that's gaining land out of this because, like, these two, they're nowhere near here. They just sent their support and military. That's it. Okay. And let's see what happens here. And, well, no shock. They lose that land. Does this mean Korea and China are allies? Absolutely not. They just decided to help each other. Because they both hate India and Vietnam. Here, this is the peace treaty. China's looking a lot like modern day China. They're probably one of the biggest nations in the world. India's up there. Same with the Ottomans and the Sea Foams and Russia. I think Russia's the biggest. Definitely. They're not as big as they are today. They are big. Anywho, that was not the last event of the video. The last event of the video was the French discovering the British Isles. What? Discovering the British Isles. And the Dutch also discovering the British Isles. And the Iberians also discovering the Irish. Discovering Ireland. And so, they split up evenly. And now, after a bit of thinking, this is what they divided up. Anywho, that's going to do it for today. The African Treaty will come soon. Don't worry. That is going to do it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, do you need to do anything? No. Just watch it. Just watch this. See you next time. Goodbye.